Yes guys, and a welcome from me, this is Championship Manager 0102. It's another player profile for you, and this is someone I actually thought that I'd done, and it was only because I just come across his name in another player profile that I thought, you know what, he's next. There you can see right in front of you, Rio Ferdinand. Now I've got a bit to say on this prick. Hard to know where to start with. Let's start with him on his CM credentials. He is a fucking beast in CM, no doubt about it. He starts at Leeds United. Now, if you're playing the Lucenov, which is theoretically the 0203 version, he'll start as Man United, but I always speak ODB. So, starts as part of West Ham, the West Ham setup, and West Ham, what was West Ham? I meant Leeds, sorry. Start as Leeds, and just looking at that, so young, he does so well. What is he, 30, 32? So 724, he can have off seasons, and that is a plain example. Look at that. Season 1 was decent for someone so young. Season 2 was horrible. Season 3 was perfect. Season 4, well, he obviously got his move to AC Milan. He was then pretty much a journeyman because he then moved to Rangers, PSV, and he still looks. I feel he gets better with age. I really do. I got that wrong what I was talking about just then, didn't I? I had my bar wrong way around, sorry. Season 1, 742, Season 2, 719, 712, 748. And then it weren't until 08, 09, Season 8 that he got his move to AC Milan. And in terms of in the game, 56 caps for England, absolute rock. Look at him, he looks a fucking beast. And I feel like, as I said, he gets better with age, there's no doubt about that. In terms of his injuries over the last 10 years, torn groin muscle, but that's going to come with his age, I would say. He had a broken shoulder in 08. And nothing really too excessive other than that. It does only have an injury prone of 6, aggression of 8. Let's have a look what that does for his bans for 10 years. So what we got going on here? Yellow, red, yellow, red, yellow, yellow. Yeah, so 4-game ban there. That was interesting, isn't it? Why did he get such a big ban in the 03-04 season? Well, that's interesting because he got a 3-game ban, then he got another red card and got a 4-game ban. So that's pretty shit. Okay, depends what the red card was for. But very difficult to get him. It will cost a lot of money to get him. But he does get unhappy at Leeds, wants to move to a bigger club if Leeds are not topping the table. Now that can quite easily happen. Leeds have a lot of high expectations in this game, so you've got to take full advantage of that in respect of trying to get him. So you never know, you really never know. Let's talk about him then as a real life person. Where to start with this guy? 45 years of age, okay? Part of the West Ham youth setup. Now, there's no denying, right, that in the early 90s, West Ham had the dog's bollocks of a youth setup. And you've only got to know a lot of those players that went on to do such great things to know what a great setup it was. West Ham, 1992, he signed a youth contract, and he was there till 95. And I like to see this, like we all see. They'd signed their first professional contract at West Ham in 1995, where he was there till the year 2000, where he amassed 120 odd appearances. Did have a loan spell at Bournemouth for 10 games, which I think is quite interesting because I think a couple of West Ham players in the youth also went to Bournemouth. I know Jermaine Defoe definitely did. I want to say Lampard, I could be wrong on that. In the year 2000, got his move to Leeds United. And that's, of course, where he starts in CM. Now, Leeds United, there was a lot of money circulating at Leeds. There was a lot of emphasis about Leeds. They've got a very exciting squad. And they do have, in CM 01, 02, when you start with Leeds, a lot of money, there's a lot of prosperous players, a lot of strong players. But in 2002, this was a move he couldn't really take away from him. Got his move to Man United. And there for 12 years, 312 appearances for Man United, only 7 goals. Personally, should have retired after Man United, but didn't. And in the 2014-15 season, had 11 games for Queen's Park Rangers. And the fact that that didn't turn out any better than 11 games emphasises my statement, he should have retired. 7 caps for the under-18s, another 5 for the under-21s, but more impressively, 81 caps for England from 1997 to 2011. 2011. Now, got his first cap for England at the age of what? 19? That is impressive in itself. So credit where it's due there. He hasn't really done much in terms of management-wise, coaching-wise. He does a lot more punditry. And I don't mind him as a pundit, to be honest with you. I don't like that fucking chavvy London accent he's got. It really fucks me off. You know, speak fucking normal, because, you know, I know this is the language of today, but it bugs me. However, there is one thing we cannot ignore. We cannot ignore something for... we can't ignore something for Rio Ferdinand, and I think you all know what I'm going to say here, is the famous, I don't even know when it was it 2003, something like that? He, for those of you that don't know, I will just repeat it. He failed to attend a drugs test, a routine drugs test. He failed to attend it, and there was a big uproar as to, well, why? Why has he failed? Is he hiding something? As a result of that, he was given a huge ban. He was given a huge ban. I want to say 6 months. I could be wrong on that without checking. I didn't check that. Now, I don't like... There's one thing he's got that I really hate, and it must be a West Ham thing, because Frank Lampard's got it as well. He's got a sneer on his top lip, you know, like a real arrogance. And Lampard's got it as well, and it fucking pisses me off. It really pisses me off that I just want to slap him. And because of that, when he got that ban, good. That's what I say. Fucking good job. Now, I know he's had a lot of... what's the word I use? He's had a lot of issues to deal with in real, you know, away from football, tragedies, which I sympathise with. But I'm not here to talk about his fucking social life. I don't give a shit about that. I'm here to talk about him as a footballer and as championship manager. And that face, right... I just want to slap. I really do. Has grown on me a little bit in terms of punditry. You know, I don't think he's so much of a cunt. Still got the same face though. Same with Gary Neville. But you can't argue what a solid player he was. Now, me personally, the best partnership ever formed at Man United. Some people may disagree and say Steve Bruce and Gary Pallister. For me, it's Ferdinand and Vidic. They are... No one's getting past them, are they? They are fucking... They're rocks. Maybe not the fastest guys in the world, but definitely... you know, no one's... And that's why Man United were kings, weren't they? Let's be honest, right? Forget the fact that I hate Ferdinand as because of the drugs thing, or whatever you want to call it. I mean, he tried to make an excuse. I don't give a shit. In my opinion, you don't turn up to a drugs test. As a professional, you don't turn up to a drugs test, right? You're hiding something. I don't give a fuck. You know, don't try and sugarcoat it, and don't come out with something that you've read saying, oh, but this, but that, but this, but that, but fuck all. So I feel that maybe the move to Man United was a great move for him, and it's something that, you know, was certainly justified for 312 games, which would have been more had he not been banned for so long. But yeah, you know, you cannot grumble. He's arguably one of the best centre-backs for England ever, really. You know, there's no doubt about that. For England, I think you're looking at Ferdinand and John Terry. I'm not sure they speak nowadays. I wonder why. For his club, I mean, the only thing is he was part of that golden generation for England, Rio Ferdinand, and it was a golden generation full of plenty of individual stars, but never really clicked, did they? Never clicked on the international scene. So, you know, that is Rio Ferdinand for you then, guys. I'm intrigued to know if you guys have got any opinions on him. I won't judge you, and don't judge me. It's an opinion. We're all entitled to a freedom of speech. He's a cunt. Right, till next time from me, guys. Take it easy.